There is a new layer in the tariff turmoil this morning. China put more taxes on goods coming into the U.S. overnight, effective immediately. It's the latest back and forth after President Trump upped tariffs on China 125%. In that same announcement on Wednesday, President Trump dropped tariffs to 10% on imports from more than 80 countries, and he paused higher sweeping tariffs for those countries. The president posted on Truth Social the freeze as a result of 75 countries asking the White House to negotiate better trade deals. The stock market roller coaster then took a sharp climb up in reaction as the Dow Jones Industrial Average jumped nearly 3,000 points after huge losses. The S&P 500 soared to 9.5%, and the Nasdaq went up more than 12%, marking its best day since 2001. The whiplash brought questions about Trump's sudden reversal on tariffs for countries except for China. Here's what he had to say about that.
Somebody had to do what we did, and I did a 90-day pause for the people that didn't retaliate, because I told them if you retaliate, we're going to double it. And that's what I did with China, because they did retaliate. So we'll see how it all works out.
This morning, we're hearing more from Governor Brian Kemp on the trade war with China. When we talked to him, he defended the president's decision, saying focusing tariffs on China is good for Georgia businesses.
When you have trade battles like this, there's going to be winners and losers. So I think, the move the president made today, I think calmed some of that down. We've been hearing from, I hear every day from companies where, these moves may have benefited them and others it may have hurt. And so I think the steps they took today to really go after China and try to cut a deal with them, get them to come to the table, was a good move.
So this is important for the state of Georgia because Georgia exports a lot of goods to China. So the new taxes impact the state's agriculture industry, like the peanut and pecan farmers, manufacturers, and international distribution centers. Meanwhile, as a consumer, you're probably wondering how this big tariff on China, this latest tariff, is going to impact you.
To answer that question, the ripple effects of the ongoing trade war are already hitting the tech industry big. One tech analyst estimates an iPhone made in America could cost around $3,500 since Apple's supply chain is deeply rooted in Asia. For perspective here, experts say shifting just 10% of Apple's production could cost $30 billion and take about 3 years.
Trade tensions also causing financial turbulence for Atlanta-based Delta Airlines. In its latest earnings report, Delta says revenue grew only 3%, which was short of the 7% it forecasted. Looking ahead, the airline says Q2 could be even slower, with revenue possibly gaining just 2% or even dropping. Delta is also scrapping plans to add more seats this summer, a move that could impact travelers.
Meanwhile, Easter spending is expected to soar this year despite economic uncertainty. The National Retail Federation estimates consumers will shell out more than $23 billion this year, with people spending about $189 per person. That is up $12 from last year. Catherine Cullen from the National Retail Federation says even though some items are more expensive due to inflation, it's not holding people back from shopping.
Consumers are expecting to really go out for Easter this year. Through all of these tumultuous times, consumers have been very protective of these holidays.
All right, according to the National Retail Federation's recent survey, consumers will spend the most on candy and Easter dinner.
It's a lot of candy.
Yeah, you got to put something good in the eggs. If you are actually dyeing real eggs, we already know what that's going to be like.
Yeah, just dip them in gold.
That's a lot of money.
It is.
Candy and food.
Must be having lobster.
Something, right?
Somebody's having lobster, not me.
Look at where all the warm air is. It's down into the southern portions of